sit back, relax, and I hope you enjoy. Much love to all.
When Frederick Auguste Bartholdi first came up with the idea for the Statue of Liberty, his biggest obstacle was money. Since the French government didn't offer up anything to help pay for the statue, all of the funds had to come from the people of France. Citizens were encouraged to donate as much as they could, even if only a small amount. Bartholdi even contributed by creating rewards for donors, miniature statues of Lady Liberty engraved with the name of the contributor. The workshop where the statue was being built was open to the public for a small admission fee to help raise money as well. When the statue was first being assembled in France, Bartholdi even invited people to dine inside her as she got higher and higher. All of these fundraising endeavors raised over $250,000 in total. It's one of the earliest examples of crowdfunding ever. In the late 1860s, before he was ever asked to design the Statue of Liberty, Bartholdi submitted a very similar idea for the entryway of Egypt's Suez Canal. Unfortunately, his design was rejected due to the high cost. As luck would have it, he was able to use the same concept years later when asked to create the Statue of Liberty. While specific changes were made for the American version, overall the two were very similar, a robed female figure bearing a torch. The famous saying is, "Write what you know." Bartholdi took it one step further and built what he knew. While the torso and arms were modeled after his wife, the famously stern face of the Statue of Liberty was inspired by his own mother. Augusta Charlotte Bartholdi will forever have her face memorialized by one of the world's most iconic landmarks. As yet another example of a crowdfunding tactic, the disembodied hand and torch of the Statue of Liberty sat in Madison Square Park in New York for 6 years. This was done to inspire the Americans to start their own donation pool. Souvenir photographs were sold and people could even pay to climb a ladder and stand on the torch balcony. Definitely a unique form of advertising. Lady Liberty had to try and be a lighthouse too. When the project was first announced, the United States suggested that the statue could guide sailors into New York Harbor. After experimenting with a few different ideas, Bartholdi eventually ended up cutting windows in the flame of the torch and installing electric lights inside. After a week in New York City, President Grover Cleveland put the Lighthouse Board in charge of statue lighting operations. While this might seem like a huge honor, it was actually quite a headache, as the statue was very expensive to light and was pretty useless as a lighthouse. It couldn't even be seen from Manhattan after dark. The whole idea was eventually put to rest in 1902. The original intention of the Statue of Liberty was for the centennial celebration of the Declaration of Independence. Even though it was just an idea at the time, the goal was to give the statue to the United States in 1876. After multiple delays due to slow fundraising, construction, design debates, etc., the official opening wasn't until October 28, 1886. Yet another cause of delay was the time it took to build the statue's pedestal. While France took on the tasks of building and paying for the statue, it was up to the United States to take care of the pedestal. This proved to be a lot more difficult than anyone could have guessed. So much so that when the statue arrived by boat in New York Harbor, the pedestal wasn't even halfway done. Turns out raising money in America was a lot harder than raising money in France, and it didn't help that the pedestal was way over budget. So famous journalist Joseph Pulitzer stepped in and started a crowdfunding campaign of his own. He promised that anyone who donated money to the pedestal, no matter how much, would get their name printed in his newspaper. The campaign was a huge success and generated over $100,000. Meanwhile, the statue pieces waited in crates on the island for almost an entire year. The Statue of Liberty is mostly made of copper, which doesn't turn green unless heavily exposed to water and air. So when the statue first arrived in 1886, she was still a dull brown color, like a penny. It took about 25 to 30 years for her to turn completely green. This green sheen, officially known as verdigris, actually protects the statue. That might be surprising, but it's true. Due to the statue's height and conductive copper exterior, she is a clear target for lightning strikes. It's not known exactly how many occur per year, but she was recently struck 4 times in one night.
Thank you for watching. I hope to see you again. Till the next time. Much love.